Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I'm going to be giving you the Spring Has Sprung book tag. I was tagged by Tabby over at Keeping Tabs, and I will leave her video down in the description below, and I will also leave the original creator's tag in the description. Question 1. Flowers. All the flowers we remember are blooming again. Pick a book that's a fresh take on a retelling. One retelling I read recently is Hunted by Megan Spooner. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I would say it's probably my favorite Beauty and the Beast retelling I've ever read. It's not a perfect book by any means, but I still really loved it, and if you want to know more of my thoughts on this book, I do have a video review up on my channel if you want to check it out. Question 2. Cadbury Mini Eggs. Obviously the superior springtime candy of choice. Pick a book that you consider to be a sweet treat. I recently read Open Road Summer by Emery Lord, and I absolutely loved this book, and I also have a video review for it up on my channel if you want to check it out. This book follows these two teenage best friends. One of them is like a troubled teen who is trying to grow as a person and put her past behind her, and the other one is a country music superstar, kind of like Taylor Swift back in her younger days, and the two of them spend the summer together on tour. If you are interested in reading this book, I highly recommend it. Question 3. Allergies. Seasonal allergies often make your eyes water. Pick a book that made you cry. I get emotional in books, but I don't really cry. There are only 2 books I remember shedding a few tears in, and those books are The Epilogue of Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare and If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I love this book. I also have a video review for it up on my channel if you want to check it out. This is a beautiful story about friendship and found family, and I love it. I love this book so much. It's definitely a hard-hitting one. If this book is something that you are interested in reading, I do recommend doing a little bit of research first to make sure that you won't be triggered by any of the things in this book, but I do highly recommend it. Very emotional though. Very emotional. Question 4. Spring cleaning. Out with the old and in with the new. Pick a book to unhaul. I don't unhaul books. I love my books and I just want to keep collecting them and hand them down to my future family. So getting rid of books is not something that I'm into. I know like there's the big minimalist movement going around, which I am for, just not with my books, not for me personally. But I did recently get a second copy of a book, and I will consider unhauling one of those copies because I don't need 2 of them. And that book is Just One Day by Gail Foreman. I recently bought a bind-up edition of the first and second book and then the novella in this series. I guess it's a trilogy if you want to count the novella. So I wouldn't mind getting rid of this one. It's damaged, slightly damaged. And then it's pretty dirty, which has kind of kept me from actually picking it up and reading it. So I would be open to getting rid of this one. Question 5. Spring break. It's the perfect time for an adventure. Pick a book involving a road trip. I love these kind of books so much. I am definitely an adventurer at heart. One of my favorite books of all time is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. This follows 2 teenagers driving across the country, and they're supposed to stick to a very specific route, and they decide to take a couple different detours and have more fun, and I love this book so much. But because I mentioned this book in a lot of my videos, I decided to also recommend to you another one. I Was Here is more of a deep emotional story. It follows a girl whose best friend recently passed away due to suicide. However, this friend does not believe that her best friend actually committed suicide, or if she did, that she was somehow coerced into doing it. So she decides to make it her mission to find out what really happened, because she does not want to accept that her friend committed suicide. And there is a road trip in this book, which isn't like a fun road trip, but it's a road trip nonetheless, and I really liked this book, and I know I've never mentioned it on my channel, so I'm mentioning it now. Question 6, mating season. It's that time of year in the animal kingdom to make some babies. Pick a book with some smutty delights. I don't read smut, so I don't have any recommendations. I've never read a smut book before, so I can't really answer this question, sorry. Question 7, rainbows. I just feel like spring is made of freaking rainbows. Pick a book featuring an LGBTQ plus character or characters. I recently finished Highly Logical Behavior by Jordan Corey Whaley, and I did not know before going into this book that one of the main characters is LGBTQ. So if any of you did not know about this, now you know. Gosh, why is my dog barking? It's okay! Sorry about that. Question 8 is Spring Awakening. This is one of my all-time favorite musicals, even though it's filled with completely dysfunctional characters. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what that is. Pick a book that's also filled with completely dysfunctional characters. So I actually have 2 answers for this question. The Family in We Were Liars by E. Lockhart is one of the most dysfunctional families I've ever read about. It's really bad. You just have to read it to know what I'm talking about. And then for a dysfunctional relationship, I have If I Stay by Gail Forman. I really love this book. I think I will always love this book, but I have to admit that this romance, this couple, is very dysfunctional, and the male character is like borderline mentally and emotionally abusive, and this book kind of romanticizes that and just glosses over the fact. So yes, I would definitely say that this couple is very dysfunctional. Question 9, In Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb. Pick a book series that didn't get better as it progressed. I really loved the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver way back in the day when I read it when the dystopian craze was happening, and this is a dystopian set in a world where love is a disease. So I think it's like at 16 the government forces you to undergo an operation that removes your ability to love. I really like this series, but I do remember at the time that while I loved this 3rd book, I recognized that it was not as good as the other ones. It was very subpar compared to books 1 and 2, and I was disappointed, but I loved the characters and the story so much that at the time, like, it didn't really matter to me, and I loved this book regardless. So I'd be interested to see what I would think about it now if I reread it. And then another book series that I think goes downhill is To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy by Jenny Han. I very much love this series, but I do not like the 3rd book. And first off, I don't really like the male love interest, especially not in this book. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand him in this book. Then also, this series was originally just supposed to be a duology, but the author couldn't think of anything else to write, so she just went back to these characters and decided to write a 3rd book to the duology. And it was like really unexpected, and there was really no reason for it because the story had concluded, and nothing really happens in this book beyond the 2 main characters looking at different colleges and universities. Like, this whole book is about them touring different colleges and universities to try and figure out where they want to go to school after they graduate high school. And that is all I remember from it, besides the like relationship issues that they have. So I felt like this book was completely unnecessary. And lastly, question 10 is Fun in the Sun, tag some friends. I am going to tag A Beautiful Chaos of Books, Muggle Glamour, Carly's Books, and Bookish Elle. I don't know if any of you have done this tag, but you're tagged by me nonetheless. And if any of you who are watching would like to do this tag and I did not tag you, as always, just let me know in the comments down below and I will officially tag you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish content by me. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.